Okay, welcome to this part 2. This time we'll try to set up this Notepad++ IDE and try to simplify a little bit how we run code. So first of all, we need to download the Notepad+. By using this link, which will bring us to this page. Now we're just going to pick the latest one. This is regularly updated, by the way. And from these ones, I'll pick the portable one, which means I don't have to install it. And I will save it. And let's go back to our C64 folder. That should be fine. Okay. There we go. Now I'll unpack it. And I don't need this one anymore. Now this one I'll rename. And I'm gonna call it Notepad++. That should be fine. So next step is to actually test it, see that it works. And there we go, we are in. Now we're gonna need a plugin, and this plugin will allow you to compile and execute, so that you can run small scripts, and that is you can download it or you can use the plugin administrator, which you can find here. So plugin, plugins admin. And in the list, you will find the plugin called NppExec. So I'll just tick that off and click install. He's letting us know that he will restart Notepad, so it's just to click yes. Download done. And if it's done correctly, we should now have on the plugins here the NppExec. And here you can execute npp scripts. Now you should tick off this one here, save all files on execute. And you should tick off follow the current directory. There we go, all set. So the next thing we need to do is to tell him what to do when we want him to run this script. So that is the next thing we'll get done. And I've taken the liberty to write this down because it's quite a handful, but assuming that we have followed installation paths, this is the actual command to you recognize from the previous video, to execute the current file, which is this command, and it then follows with the output to the current directory and add the .prg, which is program, which is needed to run it in the VICE emulator. And then the show memory output and execute to the C64 SC, which is then C64 VICE binary and the emulator. Now I see it's missing a pair of symbol here, but we'll fix that. So to actually get this done then, let me just copy this. So on the plugins, I could just hit F6. Always yes. I'll paste this in here. I'll add the missing symbol. So this is it. It's pasted. Now I don't want to write this every time, so I'm just gonna save it, and I'm just gonna call it Kick assembler and save. So now it's added as a script. And OK. And now I get error because obviously I haven't written anything yet. So that's fine. Next thing, let's see if we can not, or if we can try to write something. I'll go back into my C64 folder, and if you remember from last time, I don't need that file. I made this small test program, so I'll take these ones and I'll make a new folder, and I'll call this just code. And I'll paste this in here. Still trying to get used to this Windows 11 icons. Alright, but now I actually don't want this to be called txt anymore. I want this to be called ASM. So there we go. See if we can just do that. There we go. So drag and drop it in, and here we go. Let's add to the program. This time let's also do the main screen. So save it, and let's see if we can compile it. Run, plugins, NppExec, execute, and that's it. There we go. And of course it popped up on my other window, but this time we got the main screen black as well, because I added that to the code. Sweet. All right. So that's actually it. So all we need to do now, if I were to, let's see. Just do a clear screen. Don't worry about if you're not familiar with these commands. This is something that you will learn after playing around with it. Now, if I want to run this now, just to quickly test it, I can see in the plugin, I have execute previous NppExec script. So I can do Control F6. So without doing anything else, I just Control F6. And it pops up, of course, in a different window, but anyway, this time it starts up, black screen, ready prompt, means it clear screen and it exits. Now, the memory, you can see this is inside the memory. That is exactly the code that we've written. There we go. Now, there's one more thing that we can do here. This doesn't look very pretty. So for the next thing that we want to do, we want to add some text highlighting. Now I found two of them. One is part of this tutorial on actually doing development with Kickassembler and Notepad. And this gives some information on how to do it. You can follow this. I'll post a link. Now, what I'm interested here is in this file here, this NPP Kickassembler file pack. So I'll save it. Just put it here, that's fine. And we're good. Now, there is another one that can be found here on Codebase. Should be syntax highlighting. There, Kickassembler Notepad++. So we can also save that one. We'll save that here as well. So, you know, this is a preference, which one you like. So with that done, there's a couple of things we shall do. First of all, you can see here that under language, we have user defined. You can create your own, and you have a couple of pre-installed text highlighting, which basically I'm never gonna use. So what I can do is, first of all, I'll close up Notepad for now. I'll close this one. I'll close that one, so we can mess around. So user-defined languages. These are the two pre-installed ones. I'm just gonna delete them. I don't want these ones. And then of the two that we got, it is this one. I'll just extract it. And here is the file. So I'll take that one, put it into the user-defined language folder. There we go. That should be it. Now I don't need that one. I don't need that one. The other one that we fetched from this page here, it's a little bit more funky. So I'll unzip it. Don't need that anymore. Now, this is a batch file to actually copy this in if you have everything installed according to the instructions. This is fine if you want to do it like that. And here you will find a plugin configuration, which is basically a heap of script commands to run with Kickassembler and also TurboAssembler. But I don't need that because I wrote in my own command there, so that's fine. What I'm interested in is this one. So I'll copy that one, and I'll go to here, and I'll paste this one in here too. Now I'll just call this Kickassembler 2, for example. Now, this Kickassembler 2 contains two text highlighting files. One is for TurboAssembler, one is for Kickassembler. You can edit this file, the XML file, and remove the part for TurboAssembler if you want. I don't actually think I have a good tool for editing this. Let's see. I just no. No, I don't have a code or a code editor to fix that now, so never mind. But that's quite simple. There's just within two brackets. It's for the TurboAssembler. Just delete it. But for now, that's fine. So far so good. The only thing that remains now, I can delete that one. And of course, I would like to get my test file to open up Notepad if I start it, so I can browse for it. C64 Notepad Plus. There we go. Open. There we go. And we come straight in, and you see text highlighting is on. However, if everything has worked right now, we should be able to go language and select this. And you see this is TurboAssembler. I'm going to click this one. This is the one I prefer. But you have some options at least. So there you have it. That's it. We can now start programming quite efficiently. No need to type in assembler commands and these things. So, hope you enjoyed it, and happy programming.